Hey guys, it's been a while. Today is December the 8th, and Old Man Winter has arrived after, I swear, 40 days and 40 nights of rain. But what an absolute glorious day. Hard to tell there now, but the sky is just amazingly blue, all the way blue, all the way all over the whole sky. And today is a good chance to get out and get some tree protection rings. Looks like the rabbits were out last night, and luckily no damage, but last year they did damage one of my apple trees. Luckily it came back. So I'm gonna walk around just to show you what I got done here today. Yeah, so the food forest has a lot of trees, and some of these trees are fairly big now. Like, for example, this plum here, Methley Japanese plum. It's probably reaching 8 feet up here now. It's a great sheltered spot for it, but the snow here gets really high. And last year there was some rabbit damage, so I actually come all the way up with these. These are pretty good. They're like a ring, like a spring actually, that goes around the tree, and you can leave it there, but I'll likely take them off in the spring. But for now, they'll stay there. So I'm protecting mainly just the trees that I find usually get the damage. So sometimes the plums, that's another plum, and you can see these rings out here. There's a couple of sea buckthorns. The rabbits seem to love those. And there's one over, so there's one right here, and there's one over there, and then there's another one right here, and then that's a sweet chestnut right there. They didn't seem to go for those last year, but I figured, you know what, the snow gets high, so I want to protect at least the main leader. Likewise on this shrub cherry, kind of protect the main leader. And I don't care if some pruning happens off to the sides. Nature will have its way with it, and it always springs back. It's kind of nature's pruning. Likewise, this cherry here, this is a sour cherry. There's the glorious sun. Oh, somebody got a fire going, I think. Wow, smoked out here. This is a sour cherry, Montmorency. And you see I protected it up, and kind of the main scaffold branches at the crotches there. And then the same thing over here, and along with these apple trees, which are now part of the chicken food forest. They're out today. Took them maybe 3 hours to decide to come out through the open door. They tend to be scared of new things like snow, and next year when the snow comes, they'll be scared of it like it never ever came before. They don't have very good memories. Anyway, so this is another cherry. You see, it's up, protect the crotch angle here between all these branches, and the main scaffold branches on those. And you know, in here we got a hazelnut right here, and a few pears in behind. And down here there's quite a few trees, but I find that the rabbits just don't like certain trees. They do like Saskatoon berries. They tend to really strip those of branches. So that's a Lee 3 and a Lee 8. They're kind of dwarf trees. They only get around 5-6 feet high. So I'll protect basically the main leaders on those. Autumn olives right here seem to be fine. You can tell how big they are. I mean, these are almost 6 feet high now. They're only in their second year. Great windbreak tree. And a couple of small maples and things that I've put in that they seem to like. Willow back there, I've protected the main leader on it, but the poplar they don't seem to go for either. Whatever it is about it, some trees they just don't go for. Elderberries, nah, you don't need to touch anything with an elderberry. I got 4 different varieties of elderberries, and they never ever touch any of them. Black currants, and to tell you the truth, I can kind of understand with the black currants. When you brush up against them, like that's a black currant bush there, they actually have a horrid, ghastly smell, almost like rabbit tracks here, almost like a cat's urine. Gummy berries right here, they seem to be fine. The Saskatoon berries are protected. And then up here, and they don't seem to ever touch the blackberry canes. I've protected the grapes. I've seen them eat those. But they seem to be very selective. Certain trees they won't touch. And the elderberry, the elderberry bark is poisonous to humans, but I don't know if it's poisonous to rabbits. Blackberries, I haven't touched those. There's a bluebird plum in its first year. It's done really well, and you still need to protect this graft. This is a different variety I've grafted on here as a pollinator for this European plum. And then that is a mulberry, and see buckthorn over there. So those guys always seem to take some damage, so they need to be protected. And there's a couple of hazelnuts there that I protected. I haven't had an issue yet, but hey, you never know. It's better to protect it than not. I had lots of these springy ringy things, whatever they're called, tree protectors. This is a plum. Once again, snow gets fairly high, so I've protected it up about kind of 3 feet, 4 feet off the ground. Same thing here, see buckthorns. That's a small Saskatoon that I want to make sure. Last year the apples really got decimated. This one here did well, even though the bottom branches got kind of eaten. This is a Honeycrisp, and then that was the Empire. The Empire I had to protect like crazy. They almost ate the bark all the way around it, but it sprung back. And then there's a beech tree over here, and then there's a Prairie Magic apple. This year was my first year with apples on those. They're actually quite good. And then this one that's going to be trellised here is actually a Kinder Crisp. But the apples are really protected. But you can see, like, this is a blackcurrant. Needs to be pruned heavily in the spring. But I can't depend on the rabbits to prune those. Cool. Yeah, see, just brushing up against it, even like that, it has this horrid smell to it. So those guys tend to do good. And honestly, these hascaps, these hascaps are pretty brambly. Like, they're really intertwined. They're really a bush habit tree. And the rabbits don't ever go for any of these. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I got 7 or 8 of those going, and I've never had an issue. But you really do need to protect these trees if you want, them to be productive later on. Once they get so old, it won't be a problem. It's a glorious day, hey? Let's take a second here to enjoy. Wow, look at that. Yeah, the garden in winter. Reminder of days gone by and things to come. So that's it. I think that these tree protectors are actually fairly cost effective, and they'll last a long time. And honestly, for the price of them, definitely worth your money to to save your trees from getting decimated by rabbits. Rabbits need to eat too, but you can leave some of the branches for them, especially if they're ones that need a pruning anyway. But get your trees protected, because I guarantee you, in the hungry month of March, it ain't just humans that are hungry in northern climates. There's a lot of animals that are hungry that time of the year. With that, I think I'll sign off. Thanks for joining me. Time to go and enjoy the rest of my Sunday on this beautiful winter's day. Not quite winter, but it will be winter soon. Thanks for joining me. See ya.